What's up? My name is Martin Cobb, the owner and operator of I Got You Online. And I wasn't going to do this video because I try to stay out of me being in the photos and just mainly boosting my products or the stores. But after something that happened last night, and people have been telling me, man, they need to hear your voice. People need to hear your voice. They need to hear it from another side, because minorities could be going through it too and don't know what it is. But I've been fighting. But again, after I say, I witnessed last night the total disrespect for Black life, and and because of that, I decided to go ahead and release this video. Go ahead and make a 5-part. It may be less, but right now it's a 5-part vlog about gang stalking. And there's many people, especially African American, who have no knowledge of what gang stalking is. But let me give you just a brief rundown on from Google what gang stalking is. It says gang stalking is an umbrella term describing a series of techniques utilized by a group to instill mental instability within a victim with the intent to discredit, sabotage, harass, extort, and even drive a victim to suicide. A victim of gang stalking can have their reputation, credibility, careers, relationships, and entire life put into ruins. Techniques such as mind games, perception manipulation, organized stalking, covert harassment, constant surveillance, and possibly electronic harassment are used to push a victim to mental instability. Targeted individuals, or TIs, describe tips on public transport where people have appeared by watching it. Blah, blah, blah. That's going over the stories. So I was trying to get to, well, I don't see it in this one, but I'm sending you within this vlog, there will be some links. Those links are to some videos that you can watch from Vice about gang stalking, and then some other links that you can read up ahead. So by the time I get to my second part of the video, you'll pretty much have a grounding of where I'm going. But gang stalking, basically in the 5-point series, I will be covering what is the goal and purpose of gang stalking. Basically, what do they want? I'll be going over the harassment techniques, which I'll be publishing this information to let you see, read for yourself the modes and the things they've been using. This is not something new. Back in the 60s and stuff, it was called counter pro, or they would say, oh, he's a commie sympathizer. That was their excuse to go. But it's the same thing, but under a different name. It's a way to stalk and harass Americans, basically terrorize without any fear of repercussion. But like I said, that was in the second video. I'll be going over, what is the goal of gang stalking and harassment techniques. Then you have probably about 3 is how do you become a target. Basically, what is it that you did that made you likely a target for gang stalkers? And it's not necessary that you did anything wrong. A lot of this is dealing with evil and demonic spirited people. Another way, then like 4 and 5 would be how to document gang stalkers. Basically how to prove you're being stalked. I mean, not to say that you're going to use this for a court of law, but this is, so your sanity won't be in question, and then you have this proof of these mainly photos and videos that I have gangs of them that I will be releasing through the course of these vlogs, and I will be taking more now because after I get through with this vlog, I'm basically, it's past me. I'm ignoring from that point. I wanted to ignore them already, but what they did last night, which I will get to briefly. But then again, like say, how to prove that you're being gang stalked. So I'll go move forward and give you a little rundown. I'm not gonna really tell you so much about why I'm being stalked in this vlog because I don't want it too long. I don't want to lose your attention. But basically, I had a CBD dispensary, and the United States military kept coming in there trying to make illegal buys from me. Couldn't get it. They didn't like the fact that an African American had a CBD dispensary, especially in Killeen, Texas, um, without any white backing. Everything was basically my work. You know what I did, shoestring and put stuff together. And I cut the middleman out. I didn't go to the white man for to go to my I went straight to China. I go straight to Indonesia, straight to United Kingdom, and offered better deals and let the little men get in the game. I also changed the how packaging, THC packaging was boxed to make it more quality. I was the first to implement laser etching. You know, I did a lot of things that upset certain individuals that have been in this business and felt like they're making dollars, but they're worried about this black guy over here getting pennies. But we'll cover that. But anyway, in long story, so I've been documenting, a lot of things that's going on to me, because it's hard to tell people, because people always think you're tripping, or they, because they don't know, they're not aware. Basically ignorance. But what happened? So usually, like, because I ended up losing my dispensary, which was a blessing, but because of their work harassing my customers as they left, and a lot of little things that I'll cover, and so as I go on to try to get other jobs, they would actually stop me. Like I was going to Caterpillar to stop that. Tractor Supply. It's just a few times. Anything that I go up for an interview, I don't know how they do it, but they're in there. And I actually had this woman. She was retired from Caterpillar. She worked for Caterpillar. Well, I'm not gonna say her name, but she worked for Caterpillar for like 30 years, and she retired. They brought her back on hiring, and she actually kind of like divulged some information, which I had suspected, but I could never prove it. Still can't prove it, but I'm aware that I know that I was correct. But anyway, so the only thing I've been doing now is basically the whole thing is, they want me to lose everything. You know what I mean? They want me to lose my vehicle, sources of income, housing. You know what I mean? The whole thing is to drive a person to crisis. Their end game is suicide. Majority of the time, these people commit suicide for the simple fact that they can't. The people that they trust the most, which is usually their family, don't believe them, and so when they can't turn to their family, it's like they have nothing else, no other hope. So unfortunately, a lot of people, you know, kill themselves because of this. With me, many of y'all know me. Y'all know goddamn real I ain't crazy. You know what I mean? I may be, I'm crazy, but not crazy, mental crazy. But at the same time, you know that I'm an asshole, and so the tactics that they use don't do nothing but basically make my dick hard. You know what I mean? Because I get off on this type of shit. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna let nobody out asshole me. That's how I was when the military was coming there try to listen. I ain't in the military. I don't answer to you. You can't make me do nothing I don't want. Get the hell out of my store. Long story. We'll cover that. But so the tactics and things that they use would drive a lot of people, crazy, I guess. And so I have been getting, getting a little, which is toxic. I know it's toxic. And like people been telling me, hey man, you got to be bigger than them. But at my time, I'm like, these are people from the United States military. Why do I have to be bigger than some people that are supposed to be entrusted into fighting for our freedom? And they're using these. So anyway, let me give you so they left me with Uber. So they tried to get me fired from Uber. I got signed on from Uber years ago when I first got out of years back in 2017. I off and on it, and it's always been something that I can go to when when I needed something. And so I went back to Uber. In this big old truck. It's kind of hard, but the thing about it is I got my logos on there. So basically, it's not just Uber. I'm mobile advertising. I'm going around, got my logos on there. People want to take pictures with the truck. They post it on social media. When they post these pictures on social media, their friends get to see the post, and they get to see my logo. It's like, advertising, and they go to my shop, and they take a look. Also, being that Austin is the bachelorette capital of U.S., I come down here because right now, Austin is Babylon. It is that it city. They've sold the idea that it is that it city. So people coming from all across the world to experience Austin. And like me, I mainly just work the airport. My whole goal is to pick up bachelorettes, and I'm like, yo, how many's in your party? She may say, it's 11 of us. So I said, well, here, I'm gonna give you 11 free shirts and 11 free face masks. All I want you to do is send me a social media photo with you wearing the mask and with add a tongue out just like that. So they're hip for that. They enjoy that, and they usually wear them on Rainy Street and then on 6th Street. But that I really could care less about them wearing them in Austin. I'm concerned about when they go back to LA, when they go back to Chicago, they go back to New York, and they take my brand back with them to these other cities. So Uber's been allowing actually assisted me greatly because what I was trying to get into other cities, Uber actually allowed me to get onto 3 different continents in less than 63 days just from coming up, picking up bachelorettes at the airport and riding around with the logos on my truck. And yes, the people, especially the people from out the country, man, can I take a picture with the truck? Sure. Sure, because now when they go back, they're not going back to United States. They're going back to Colombia, or was the United Kingdom. I can't remember some of the other ones, but yeah. So it worked out well. Well, they seen that, and so the first thing was they called in and told Uber that I wasn't wearing a mask, but the retards forget that I got a dash cam. Well, oh, rewind. So I'll get these fake Uber drivers as like they are driver Uber, but they're really like the military. Actually, they're basically, I guess they're trying to show me that they can get that close to me. But listen, man. That's one thing. I've been around a lot of gangsters, and I know one thing about gangsters. They are about it, not talking about it. They're not trying to fear, make you scared. They trying to get you and get it over with because they don't like to be looking over their shoulders. These ain't gangsters. These are people boys that had to go join an organization to find out how to be a man. They're order takers. Now, I'm not gonna rag on the military because everybody in the military is not bad. I'm just speaking from the point of view of these ones that I'm interacting with. Are the ones that I'm dealing with. I have knowledge of the good ones. I met a bunch of good ones. I have a friend, a high school friend that grew up. But at the same time, these good ones, they are aware of what their brothers are doing, and they staying silent. So in my mind, they ain't too damn good because what you're doing is we're supposed to be fighting against terrorism, but what they are doing, this is terrorist. This is terrorist acts on United States soil. I'm gonna let that get to your head. Terrorist acts on the United States soil, and it has been brushed, you know. But long story short, so anyway, what they would do, they try to get me fired from Uber. They lied and said I wasn't wearing masks. Then they called back and said that I smelled like alcohol. I was driving. Luckily, I was at the airport and they have Uber security. And they said, yo, man, can you do me a favor? Can you give me a breathalyzer and can you search my vehicle, smell my vehicle, and tell me if you smell any type of, alcohol, blah, blah, blah. So I recorded one of the security workers searching my vehicle and breathalyzing me, and I had to send that to Uber. And but I had already informed Uber about 2 weeks prior that I was a victim of gang stalking, and these people would be shooting to get me fired. So, bam, that was it. Then they did it again, but Uber's pretty much aware that what's going on with me, because they know it's unusual, being that I was signed on to Uber way back in 2017, and I actually have over 2,400 rides. I didn't know that, but Uber, basically, they've taken an interest in me, and they are, being open-minded about the situation because they're not very informative of gang stalking, but I'm pretty sure they are becoming aware. So like one of the first things they do is to try to make you lose your finances, which is the job situation. So being that Uber didn't do anything, so now they've kind of like escalated. The attacks were it's where they drive like real close to me, speed by me, come with the loud trucks making all the noise. I'm pretty sure you've seen them, mainly white boy tricks that their pissing contest, their sense of toughness, I guess. But 2 weeks ago, they caused a wreck. Now, at first, I was believing it was the woman who was in front of me who slammed on the brakes on I-35 for no reason. And I'm like, I slammed on my brakes, but because the tires I have are better for mudding and stuff, they slid, and I end up rear-ending her. Now, the case with, you know what I mean, I get actually gonna get it fixed today or tomorrow. I got the check and blah 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 blah. But for a long time, I was like, why? Puzzled as to why this woman was slamming on her brakes doing 70 miles an hour on I-35 for no reason. But she did say she was trying to stop from hitting the car in front of her. But there was no car there, so we didn't. I'm like, what? Well, recently looking at when I show you some of the techniques of how the military maneuvers they do with driving, causing wrecks. So mistakenly, I'm looking at the person in front of me instead of the person that is in front of her. So what they do is they try to cause a accident that would cause something behind them, which is limits their culpability to it. Uh, you'll see it in these coming tricks that they use, all type of tricks, especially with vehicles. Well, I end up, like I said, I'm getting my car fixed, blah blah blah. Well, when now I'm not gonna lie, I do shit back to them. You know what I mean? I do drive. I get in front of them, and the speed limit might be 70. I'm on the highway doing 20. You know I'm doing. But I know that's not wrong. But at the same time, you know what I mean? We human. You know what I mean? I'm growing. I'm trying to do better. I plan on doing better after I make this video. You know what I mean? Hoping I'm able to assist somebody else, like the videos I've seen of other people that actually gave me some clarity about what was going on. Even so, but usually it's kind of like the mafia. In the mafia at one time it was like no family. We don't touch families, wives and families, and it was kind of like that with me when I had a passenger in the car. They would like stand back. They were there, but they stand back. They didn't. They wasn't aggressive. But you know what I mean. It was. It was like as soon as I dropped the the passenger out. Oh shit, popping again. We beefing. But last night, something that shocked the hell out of me, because Uber has me like, I'm not like just regular Uber. I'm like on a higher tier, because I guess, well, no, because I've always been. I don't know. I was just blessed, but mine is kind of like, I would say, business class. I pick up a lot of business people, and that's why it's a little bit easier for me than most people to make money with Uber. And like I said, I can't give it to no certain knowledge. It's all a blessing, you know what I mean? Blessings and God's grace that allow me to make, a lot of people who work Uber can't make $1,300 a week. Well, for 3 days. Well, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then partially Sunday. I've been blessed, you know what I mean, to make anywhere from $1,000 to $1,300 in 3 days in Uber in Austin. Well, but again, like I say, so the majority, being in this business, the majority of my riders have been whites, Caucasian, and they've been cool people for the most part, except for the ones that thought they were slick undercovers. But last night was the first time that I actually picked up an African American male. When I do have, they would stand back when I had African American women. But last night was the first night I actually picked up an African American male, and basically, I don't know, I mean, like 3 years of Uber. I mean, it's just, I guess because of my class, the tier that I'm on, I usually don't pick up people from a certain what do you call it, economic threshold, I guess. Well, I picked up last night at the airport. I picked up a black woman. I'm not gonna use her name. Her, I don't know if that was her husband or fiance, and they had a newborn baby, and the baby was sick. The baby kept crying, cried the whole ride. But as I was taking these people, these African Americans, to their destination, they did the aggressive tactics with these riders in the car. Now, again, I said mainly, not mainly, all the time when I have riders, they stand out, they stand back, and I cut my asshole off, because I'm not putting a rider's life in jeopardy. You know what I mean? They're innocent people. They have no beef. This is not their beef. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna put them at risk. And these military men were great. They were driving close, speeding close to the car, doing, you know what I mean, doing the aggressive tactics. And I was like, if nothing else about this woman in this vehicle, it's a newborn baby. And they show total disregard for the life of this black child, this black woman, and this black man. And what pissed me off more is because I could understand this behavior from white males and women that have are operating from a mode of ignorance of racism that was instilled in them by their parents. So actually, they don't know no better. They went to military and got even more, racist. But what aggravated me more were that there were Hispanic Americans doing this to me as well. They were military men, and I'm like, as a minority to another minority, with these innocent people in the car, why would you do that? Why would you know what I mean, allow that to happen? So if these Caucasians thought it was okay to do this with these black, the African American family in the car, so what about the next time when it's a Hispanic passengers in the car? Are you gonna participate too? And that right there, out of all the stuff, I ain't never been angry about the stuff they do. It's, you know what I mean, like I say, I'm an asshole, so this comes with being an asshole. But that was the first time I got angry, because I'm like, yo, you showed me, I know you don't give a fuck about me, but you showed me you don't give a fuck about nobody black. That So that's why I'm making this video, and that's why hopefully these videos that I help will be able to help somebody else. So for that, I'm going to end it right here. And like I say, within the following videos is coming up, you'll be able to see, I'm going to show you a bunch of videos and tapes, photos. I even have some photos that you're like, how do I know they military? Well, I've got something where they followed me, because they come to Austin with me. They go back to Gatesville with me, or Waco. And when I go to Gatesville, I watch them. I got video of them turning into Fort Hood. Yeah, yeah, crazy, but it's real. All right, well, let me end this here. I'm going to establish these links that you all can go over and look at before my next vlog, and hopefully by the next vlog you have a better understanding of what some Americans are going through in this land of the free. Thank you very much.